welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebStyle.
I am Charles Lewis, your Internet Marketing Specialist.
This is another fun-filled edition of our Internet Marketing podcast. I already did the title. It's number 194. As always, there is a tip from our previous podcast, and that tip is using AdWords properly can increase ROI and branding.
Yeah, definitely. First off, AdWords is the quickest way to put your site and your ads in front of anybody searching Google.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you want to improve on branding and ROI, then you can use AdWords to do that. For branding purposes, then you won't necessarily be looking for conversions. Instead, you'll be looking for like banner ads and remarketing and ways to just really put your logo and your presence out there. For ROI, you can do campaigns specific to whatever your service is, whatever product you provide, and get clicks, and if your site is designed well, get conversions, which in turn generates return on your investment. So definitely take advantage of AdWords.
And when it comes to branding, like nothing beats remarketing.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely nothing beats remarketing. So if you have the capability,
Yeah.
and you have a device in your hand potentially, what you should do is you should tweet now. Grab your iPhone and tweet. What are they supposed to tweet?
Hashtag SEO podcast. This is number 194. Make sure you tag us in it at eWebStyle. Frankly, you can tag us at Best SEO Podcast and let us know you're watching, and we'll be sure to follow you back and link up and do all of our social networking stuff.
We did start another Twitter feed called Best SEO Podcast. And actually, I think I saw somebody reply.
It's been getting.
Well, they replied to Best SEO Podcast and said, "If you're as good as eWebStyle, I'll definitely be listening." I was like, "Okay, you'll figure that one out."
You're gonna figure this one out, hopefully right about now.
Please remember, we are your friendly neighborhood top position snatchers.
Yes.
Where our mantra is,
Don't be a douche.
And
this is not a good look.
There are two things that you could do for us, two small favors. One of them starts with 3 tasks. Get onto iTunes, create an account, and write a review on iTunes.
Yeah, not that hard.
Pretty easy. If you write a review on iTunes, please go ahead and send us an email, podcast@e-webstyle.com.
And
let us know you wrote a review, and we'll give you a little bit of a punch in the face.
A quick tip.
Actually, we got a couple punches coming here shortly. The other thing that you could do for us is you could go to our G Plus local page and write a review there.
Yeah.
So if you've got a Gmail account, you do have a G Plus account, whether you're using it or not.
If you should be, by the way.
Right? Absolutely. If you have a Gmail account, or if you are using Google Apps for your mail service, then you definitely have a G Plus account. So that would be a great thing to do. All you have to do is go to e-webstyle.com/Google
Plus or G Plus. Your choice, however you want to do it. Go there and hit us up.
And we made that really easy because the actual name, the actual URL for our G Plus local page is
plus.google.com
* ampersand
supercalifragilistic
equals
up
you Google.
In a good way.
Oh, maybe
that's possible.
Would you take that gesture off? Remember, we do have a referral program. If you're a web designer, developer, or doing SEO and no longer want to do that SEO for that particular client, send them our direction, and you can still continue to make some money. We've got a little bit of news. Let me just breeze through this. Galaxy S4 has a mini version, which is kind of cool. So it's got all the features, good camera, whatever. It's just much smaller. So,
smaller than mine.
I think probably about the same size
because
as
I'm
yours.
using the Nexus GS4. Nexus S4 is what it's called. And great phone. Love it. Been having it for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. No problems with it. Still operating fast. Latest version of Android. All of that. But I think I want a bigger screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you weren't convinced when you got that one.
Yeah, it was great. It had the whole touch thing and sharing capability before they even started advertising it.
Right.
It had a lot of different features. When I went to Chicago, at the Mobile University, the Google reps there who were displaying Google Wallet was using it.
Right.
And that's when I saw it and I had the option to get it. I got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm thinking about something GS4 size.
So the mini. So there are some people.
Yeah, I said all that to say the mini.
That would be like up and back, right?
Yeah, like.
So there are just some people who want a small one, like I think the Galaxy S3. I've got the S3. It fits in my pocket. I think it's fine. I don't have any. At first, I was like, man, I don't know if that's. In fact, I think even the Galaxy Note would fit in your pocket. Like you're just so used to start with the.
No, I know a few people with that note, man. That note is
And it's
big,
big.
dog.
It's a
Especially if they got a case on it.
Yeah, and then you're like, really? You're just
Yeah, like a small transformer.
You're pulling out your phone and cash and keys are falling over the place.
Everything. Yeah, it's.
But I have my device and it can do anything. So the small one, I would almost like it if I'm out like during the day, maybe have the S4, and then if I'm going to go into a club or something, you know,
The miniature version.
throw in the mini version. So we need a transformer from the small. How do you make a small and a big screen at the same time? That's all we need. I just thought that was pretty cool. There's no even guarantee that it's going to come to the U.S. Somebody said something about that there was an S3 mini, and I had never even heard of that one too.
Yeah.
Another thing in the news: Microsoft almost returns the start button in their version 8.1 or 8.2 of Windows.
8.1.
8.1 is it? And they call it the start tip. So
Yeah, like.
and it still doesn't do. It's still not there.
I mean, at the end of the day, Microsoft or Windows, let's speak directly to Windows. Come on, dude. Like, you're known for the start button. Like, from 2000, the ME to Business Pro to XP to 7 to Vista, well then to 7. I mean, we had a start button.
Yeah.
And so,
Now it's gone, and we're sad.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible to make your desktop version operate like a mobile version. And I think that's the problem.
Well, we've had discussions in the past where if it's a touch screen, like a big part of this Windows 8 is that it's touch screen capable, but I'm not touching my screen on my desk. That means I got to hold my, you know,
That's
that's
the underlying factor people haven't considered. When
Yeah.
you're typing, like I was looking at the I can't think of the name of the laptop with the detachable
the
keyboard.
Surface, maybe? Yeah, the Surface.
And so when you're typing on the keyboard, you're used to using a mouse. And so the problem I had, even when my tablet came with the keyboard, I was
Right. It's odd, right?
It's very odd, very weird, and yeah, I don't know.
Now, odd alone doesn't mean that you can't get used to it.
Yeah, it's just a change.
The problem is, at one point in my computer career, I had to adjust how I used the mouse because I used to rest my arm on the edge of the desk and actually started getting numbness in my hand. So it's a new ergonomic challenge.
Yeah,
that's why
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you just thought I was.
Thought you were crazy.
It was like, why is it way up there? Because I want my elbow actually on the desk, not the edge of my arm. And so they're ergonomic.
Thank you for clarifying that.
So was I almost blank stare with that? I got some
Few
blank
times
stare.
I gave you a pass a long time ago, like he just gonna decide to reach right in front of the screen to do it. It's your desk. Do what you want to
I'm actually
do.
ready to do the touch screen, right?
I
Because
know,
my
right?
mouse is right there. But so holding your hands up is not an easy thing. Like you played basketball, right? Some of your training is okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, kids, stand against the wall and hold your hands up for the next 20 minutes. You're like,
Hold a
whoa.
medicine ball.
Yeah.
How about that?
So I think there's some ergonomic issues that they didn't really think through very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was really cool. There's a company that is making a shark skin pattern for like keyboards and the devices that you touch. It turns out that shark skin has a micro pattern that kills bacteria or prevents bacteria from growing on it. So they're just putting that same microscopic pattern on devices, and it's bacteria
And
free.
it's the pattern.
It's
that
the
kills.
actual physical pattern that either kills it or just prevents them from
Doing whatever they're
reproducing.
doing. Interesting.
Kinda cool.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm ready for my shark skin transplant. Didn't really touch my arm.
Bacteria.
Bacteria free, and no one wants to touch
No
you.
one wants to touch you at all.
Gmail's about to unveil a couple new features, search features. They're gonna like break tabs down and have emails that come in. I think like notifications from Facebook will be under one tab, and I think it's anytime.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I like the other change they made, changing G-Talk to Hangouts.
Oh yeah.
That was extremely necessary to increase the usership of Hangouts. And so
We still haven't done. We tried one the other day. It doesn't work in the same office. I mean, it does.
Well,
obviously, it just
we
why
ran
do
into
it?
some it's like we're across the hall from each other.
Three more steps, and we're actually talking face to face. which we had a long conversation about today, the inability to talk face-to-face versus to communicate. Like, some people are more comfortable communicating to a million instead of one face-to-face, especially if it's confrontational.
Yeah.
And finally, I thought this was cool. Apple Computer One, one of the first ones ever made, sold for $671,000.
The first.
Yeah, one of the first models.
Sold for that when recently or
Yeah, recently. Like, it was just.
just the
really
I
recently.
got the first Apple.
Yeah, right
All right,
here.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
and
at
my
that.
iPhone, my old Motorola flip phone has more calculation capability. All right, we've got some reviews. Notice there are no tiers. This is awesome. The title of this review is Outstanding and Informative SEO Podcast, 5 stars,
5 stars.
by Todd McD. Without question, I learn about SEO from every podcast. Their audio has been upgraded to the quality of sound is
It's
perfect.
perfect.
Ooh, thank you.
Man, I take it.
We're still working on it.
Yeah,
Actually, I just ordered some cables today that should help also even get better. The content of their podcast focus on today's issues and solutions. Their humor complements each other and is entertaining throughout every podcast. I highly recommend anyone seeking to expand their knowledge of SEO to subscribe to this podcast and download all prior episodes. Best podcast on SEO.
Man, what was that?
This is Todd McD.
Man, punch in the face to you, Todd.
Boom.
Appreciate it.
Overhead
Yeah.
haymaker.
Uppercut, combo, right cross, all that. Appreciate that.
Haymaker.
And you know one thing he highlighted on that I'll say, it's been like that, Todd. Like ever since I came to eWebStyle, going on 4 now, 3, something like that, long time.
Don't say it.
But we've always had a great chemistry, and when we do it, not only with the podcast, but when dealing with clients, we're dealing with different projects. It makes it fun, and it helps us to produce great work. So
Yeah,
appreciate you noticing that.
it's always a good time here at eWebStyle. The next one, a little bit longer. My favorite SEO podcast. Sound is not a problem. 5 stars.
I'll take
This
it.
is by The Rookie. I've been listening to these guys for a long time and love their style. Just about every episode has SEO content. Wait a minute.
Just about.
Just about every episode has SEO content? Oh, that is applicable to websites.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
keep reading.
That didn't change it. SEO or something to do with internet business.
There you go.
Wait a minute. So how many episodes do we have that don't have SEO content that is applicable to websites, SEO, or something to do with internet business? Aren't they
Yeah.
all have
Something.
Anyway, let's not get critical. It's a 5-star review.
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
Just saying.
I guess I got caught up with some of his endeavors and hadn't listened for a month or two. When he came back, he heard on the podcast all the horrible sound reviews. So he kind of skipped some of the bad sounding podcasts and came back and we said them. He says, I have to say I've never had an issue. Maybe I guess I missed the episodes that had problems. I use Stitcher though and actually downloaded iTunes for 2 reasons. One was to see if the sound was different for some reason. It's not.
Thank you
And
for that information.
yeah, and 2 was to write this review. iTunes can thank eWebStyle for another customer because I now like iTunes at least on my laptop. That's
Punch
cool.
in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, iTunes.
Send us our commission check.
Yeah, give me something.
How,
like
how
a
much does iTunes cost?
free mixtape or
Oh.
something?
Free. iTunes is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music's not, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, every song that the rookie buys, we should get some commission. I did go back on iTunes and Stitcher and found a couple episodes that I had missed. I guess the sound actually was a little off, hissing, etc. It wasn't horrible, but it seems fixed now. Anyways, keep up the awesome podcast. P.S. There's only a couple of other SEO podcasts worth listening to anyways, so the sound wouldn't have lost him.
Appreciate that. Punch in the face to you, rookie. What's that?
Web of Income. I love that.
Webofincome.com.
Webofincome.com. Go check that out. Patif to you, the rookie. We'll take it easy since you're a rookie.
We got some other news that's
All right.
kind of, I think, newsworthy, trying to stay applicable to the time before we get into this meat. What you think about SEO Moss?
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, change their name to just Moss. And so I was trying to figure out why would they do that. And the obvious answer was because SEO Moss is kind of limiting.
Or SEO is limiting.
Yeah, to just SEO, when in fact they do more than that. And so what they're transitioning to, though, is it's more of an analytic property.
Right.
And so that's going to track everything, which I'm assuming the same way Google Analytics will track it, but it's probably going to display it differently. It has some additional information because it has some other, criteria and things
Right.
like that. So kind of looking forward to it. See how that works for you guys. And, congrats on the transition. Other one, Google Maps Engineer. leaving Google
Oh,
to
yeah,
go
I
to
saw that,
Microsoft and
yeah.
work for Bing Maps.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this will work out for iPhone users in the long
Or
run.
for both, or whatever, everyone, yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
that's some good news.
Well, so iPhone now has the Google Maps app on it. It doesn't have turn-by-turn directions.
Yeah, it doesn't have nav.
And the iPhone Map app is just by somebody else. It's not Bing, right?
It's not Bing. It's by Apple. No, they got somebody else,
Somebody
and it
else.
was suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And things were in the wrong place on the map.
I think it was the MapQuest. They bought somebody.
Remember, somebody just bought Woz,
Yeah.
which is I think that was Facebook just bought Woz.
They tried to. It did not go.
Oh,
through.
really?
I read that this morning.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You learn something new every
Every
second.
day. All right, so
That is the potatoes of our podcast.
it
Now
probably
we're
definitely exceeded Gino.
I feel like we missed it. You know what? Let's at least cover this. In order to haunt us or stalk us or harass us, all you have to do is go to facebook.com/
eWebstyle.
or twitter.com/
eWebstyle.
or you can see our videos youtube.com/
eWebstyle.
or you can send us an email podcast at
e-webstyle.com.
take it away, Chuck.
All right, we're gonna go to the meat. So, and we'll probably split this into two different podcasts, just for the conservation of time. But I found this article. This was on Site Pro News by Kalina Jordan. What to include in a website audit. And I thought this is actually some pretty good information about a website audit. She got plenty of different checklists and things you can go for on here. But I highlighted a few, mainly the SEO metrics and the site metrics. And so we'll go over the SEO metrics today. We'll do the site metrics next week. So pretty cool though. First thing on SEO metrics is external backlinks. You want to, when performing an audit, you want to check those. And external backlinks are basically sites that aren't on your domain that are linking back to you, right? An external backlink. The reason you want to monitor those is to make sure that the ones that you have coming to you are pretty good. And the ones that shouldn't be linking to you, let's say from some other site that you don't want linking to you, at least you can identify those and then disavow those. Some of the other ones she have on here is CMS compatibility. I think it's key. You're probably using WordPress, 20% of our websites are, but whatever content management system you're using, make sure that it's compatible, that it's user-friendly, that it doesn't generate any wrong code and it renders things correctly, because that can affect your SEO.
Just make sure it's WordPress.
Yeah. Well, unless,
No, there are other ones that are good. We tend to favor WordPress.
Yeah, it works well. Let me drop this side note and say, with a very secure login information. But yeah, use WordPress with secure login information.
And I just, on our Facebook page, it's a cartoon. It's a very effective cartoon talking about how to make a good solid password. And some of the stuff you used to know, it points out some of the stuff that all right, we got to segue because this is passwords are incredibly important. One of the biggest problems with passwords is people tend to use a high, one solid, quote unquote, solid password. They'll use it on their Facebook, they'll use it on their bank account, and then they'll use it on their, a little blog site. So Facebook, bank account, you probably don't have to worry about that getting hacked too much. And if it is, the passwords are probably encrypted, so you don't have to worry too much. But the little tiny blog site doesn't have that kind of security.
Yeah.
Somebody hacks that blog site, it has a couple 100,000 users. Guess what? Most of the emails and passwords are the same for Facebook and bank accounts. So first off, use different ones, and at a minimum, use different ones for the very key accounts that you use. Definitely. My bank has like 3. I got to put in like 3 bank passwords. The other thing that I pointed out is this kind of replace with characters. Like you'll do Google, instead of O's, you'll use zeros, and instead of the L, you use a 1. Those kind of obvious replacements. Those can be brute forced quickly. It would be better to take 3 random words with a space between them.
Yep.
And if you do that, then you're actually, they said it would take 5 years to hack it if they were doing 100 passwords per second. So go onto our Facebook page and check out that little cartoon. I should put a link to it. No, that cartoon explains it all. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the next one, image file names, and I'll do 2 of them, image file names and alt attributes. Make sure that these are optimized, right? So your image file names, if when possible, which is all the time, right? Your file name should include your key phrase. whatever that key phrase is, with hyphens .jpg. So do that. And the same thing with your alt tag attributes. Make sure that those tags also, have that same key phrase in them. Page URL. It's another way. Make sure you're using friendly URLs and things like that, and not your kind of default WordPress, blah blah blah.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Article ID 1.
Exactly. Go ahead and turn on your permalinks and get you a great URL. Titles and meta information, it goes without saying. You need to have that. Make sure those titles are keyword rich, relevant to the page. Make sure the meta information is the same. Keywords, content, your keyword density. These are things that you need to review consistently. I think it's worth reviewing this at least every quarter, right? Go through your site, reread your content, update it when necessary, make some changes if you notice the change in regards to the type of traffic you're getting based on the keywords you have in your content. Consider tweaking that if it's not converting right. Make sure you have your webmaster tool set up in Google and Bing. And then I like this one here. Check view as Googlebot. That's a good thing to do when you're in webmaster tools. Go ahead and view as Googlebot to see how your page is being indexed and what they're seeing. And that way you can make sure that all of the content is being presented in the right way, that they're indexing what you would have them index first. And so that was it for the SEO metrics. And like I said, we'll keep site metrics to the next time. It kind of talks about page load and versus page speed and things like that. Pretty good information.
Cool. That's it?
That's it.
All right. That was a short but sweet and awesome podcast. Because I said so. We got any blank stare?
We got a little bit of blank stare.
All right. Yeah. I almost feel like I need to change it from blank stare to like inquisitive stare or like, what?
Thoughtful stare.
Because in my head it's the raised eyebrow, like really?
Really
it's not
stare?
blank. It's just like, I don't know. We may have to adjust that segment.
Yeah. So I got a couple of them. First one goes to Facebook, right? So Facebook is now doing the verified pages.
Right.
What took so long? You know what I'm saying? Like Twitter's been doing verified pages. They started off doing verified pages, and it just seems like.
What do you mean when you say verified pages?
Pages that Facebook, in Twitter's case, they verified that this is the actual user, and it's usually in cases where they have more than a certain number of followers. In Facebook's case, probably more than a certain number of likes or friends. Usually for celebrities or big name people, it's verified that this is the real page and it's not spam or some fake page or something like that.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So, which has been a problem on Facebook. You know, you see all kinds of pages. So kudos to figuring it out. But blank stare for just now. Wait until 2013 to do it. So, and the other blank stare goes to the Papa John's employee who ordered a pizza, delivered the pizza, called the people who he was delivering it to. They confirmed, got there, delivered it, got his $5 tip. And when he left, Pocket called the people back and then made a separate phone call to one of his friends and began just singing all kind of racial slurs about them who just gave him a tip. And needless to say, they happened to post a video of that voicemail. Papa John's CEO heard it, fired them and everything else. So
delivering pizza, we'll do a kind of a MasterCard Visa. Delivering pizza, okay. Getting a tip, you object to.
Okay. Yeah.
Pocket dialing, okay. Being a racist piece of shit, not okay.
Not okay. Yeah.
Actually, if he had just ranted with nothing racial about it, all right, you're entitled to your opinion about it. You still would have got fired.
Yeah, exactly.
But
the fact that you took it there, man. So.
You got what you deserve.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. So this has been podcast number 194. You've been listening to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. We are the #1 internet marketing podcast on iTunes. That is because of all y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for writing reviews. Let's shift over to the G+ reviews. We'd like a couple more over there. It's been a while. And thank you guys for tuning in. Until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burris.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.
You know what? I probably could have went through the